What's up, everybody? It's Leo Ray's Rayon,
I'm Josh Glazer.
and you already know what it is. This is the Rays and Glaze podcast. Today, we are coming back with some more NFC South news, and we are going to the baby blue, the powder blue, whatever the heck you want to call it.
I think it's
The
called Carolina Blue, probably.
Carolina blue, whatever, man. Shit. The Panthers. The Panthers, the Cam Newton-less Carolina Panthers. All
Yeah,
right.
that's
So
pretty strange.
I know, right? It's weird, bro. Like when they drafted him, man, like I just kind of envisioned him retiring there. You know what I mean? Obviously, like it just kind of seemed like it was perfect for a while. You know what I mean? And now he's gone. We already did a video on that. Watch that. Anyway, so they were 5-11. Uh,
They were,
man, huh?
go ahead.
They were 5-11. They have Christian McCaffrey and DJ Moore. No, oh man, no more Greg Olson. Man, this is weird.
No
This is
more,
really
no more third leg Greg.
right. Anyway, yeah. What did they trade? They traded him, right? They got a pick for him.
No, they just cut him.
Oh, they just cut him. Okay, yeah.
He's old.
So I mean, yeah. There's no more Greg Olson. Uh, they have Curtis Samuel there on defense. You know, they have good. They have Dante Jackson, Brian Burns. Uh, man, but it just seems like man they're in complete rebuild mode. You know what I mean? So what do you think, man? I know. You know they have your guy Brady, right, the offensive coordinator, and then they have. I'm forgetting the coach for Baylor's name. You remember his name?
Matt Rule.
Matt Rule. I mean, and Teddy Bridgewater. It's gonna be interesting to see the kind of offense they run, man. So I'm gonna let you talk about this a little bit, man. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that they are going to be pretty bad next year, but that's okay because that's kind of where they're at.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they're going to kind of waste McCaffrey's year most likely.
Mm-hmm.
If I were them and they were trying to be smart, they would draft a running back or pick up a running back so they can lessen McCaffrey's workload while they're
True.
rebuilding. And
Yeah.
once they get to the back to competitive a competitive situation with their roster, then they can start unleashing McCaffrey again. But that's not the way football works, unfortunately. They in this draft they have 3 picks in the top 100. They have 7, 38, and 69. They were last in division in offense and defense last year. And that was because they had a guy named Kyle Allen that it looks like the kid in the Cam Newton commercial all grown up. Was telling him he was going to take his job. It's kind of strange, but I see them. It's going to be defense, defense, defense
Right.
for the most part at the beginning of this draft. They're going to go defensive playmaker at 7, whoever drops them. We talked about this previously. I believe it was it with the Bucks? Yeah, it
Yeah.
was with the Bucks. With one of these dudes drops, but there will be a guy that drops, probably between Simmons, Okuda, and Brown. I doubt Okuda drops. Maybe Simmons, Brown, or even Kinlaw they fall in love with, who is an amazing story and just after being homeless and now he's going to be in the NFL after showing out amazingly in the Senior Bowl. So there's 3 guys. They kind of just have to really build the D up. And the only thing on offense that they really need to do in order for Joe Brady's offense to work, which is going to be very similar to the Saints, is build on that interior O-line. But we'll get there. That's number 3. Number 2 is probably after defensive playmaker, they have to target another corner because they lost Bradbury. He's gone. They have Dante Jackson, as you spoke about, but he is a different kind of player. He's a fast guy that's going to match up with little fast guys, but he makes a lot of gambles and is very aggressive. So you're going to need a lot of safety help over the top with him, which is going to mean that on the other side, they need a big, strong corner that can hold up in multiple different kinds of coverage.
Right.
The one issue about predicting players for this defense, and you can kind of comment on this, is you'll probably see them target speed, and smart players. but their defensive coordinator is a guy that no one really knows what he's going to do because he's been in college this whole time.
Right.
Um, and for some reason, maybe I think he may have used multiple packages and a lot of different stuff in college. So maybe that's just what he is. He's more of a multiple defensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be really interesting to see what they come out in because we're so used to them running everything through Luke Kuechly, who's no longer there.
Right.
So it'll be very interesting. And two of the corners that I kind of see them targeting at 38, possibly there's a guy AJ Terrell who
Right.
played at Clemson, and again your buddy Bryce Hall from Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of those two positions, those are kind of where they have to really. They could pick a guy at any position on the defense, and it wouldn't be a wrong pick because they pretty much anywhere they could go is going to improve their team at this point because they're just really devoid of talent and they've missed on a lot of picks previously.
Yeah.
So, and now that Matt Rule has got a 7-year contract, he can draft who he wants, he can develop who he wants. The one place on offense though that they need to address is going to be in the interior offensive line.
Right.
They traded away Trey Turner, who was a strong player for them because they didn't want to pay him, which makes sense. They're in a rebuild. You don't want to pay a guard if your team isn't going to be any good. There's a guy for Temple, and probably go at pick 69 at guard or center. A guy, Matt Hennessy is his name,
Right.
which would be great for alcoholic endorsements. But there's only so much of that around. You're not going to usually choose an offensive lineman for that.
Right.
But he's one of those Temple tough guys that actually Matt Rule recruited when he was at Temple because he was at Temple and then he went to Baylor and now he's with the Panthers.
Right.
And I remember you asked me about what kind of offense Brady would run. It's similar to the Saints. It's going to be more spread. And I think he's going to continue to develop what he does. And really, the thing that Sean's always done, and I think that everyone that's come out of Sean's tree of coaching hasn't been very successful with this, but I think Brady has shown more of it, is really develop his offense around who he has and what he can take advantage of. So you're going to see a ton of quick stuff to DJ Moore because of how great he is after the catch. A lot of quick stuff to McCaffrey. Those are your two big guys.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really have much of a tight end. They have Ian Thomas, who is a flex guy, but he's not extremely explosive. He's not a plus athlete. It'll be an interesting year, and I could see them being one of those teams that beats a couple of people early in the year because they sneak up on them because they still think they can win, and then towards the end of the year they go on kind of a longer losing streak. And I have them kind of fishing 4-12. Where do you have them?
About the same. I think 4-12. I mean, they're coming in like it's a whole new coaching staff, like new philosophies. They have talent. I like DJ Moore. I went to Maryland. I like DJ Moore. You know what I mean? I think McCaffrey is tough, but and I think that their scheme like will be interesting. You know what I mean? Like more of the spread, air raid type stuff. Like it'll be nice to see, but you know, do they have the immediate personnel to come in and just win games? Like, nah, I don't really think so. So I would say, I mean, hell, I might even say even less games. They might have the first round pick. A first overall pick.
Yeah,
What I mean?
there's quite a few signs, and they'll never say this, but there's quite a few signs that they're tanking for Trevor
If they
and
get Trevor Lawrence, bro, that'll be
Trevor
tough.
Lawrence.
Yeah,
That I would probably roll up in the field position if that happened. That would not be cool as a Saints fan.
man. Because can you imagine that in that offense, that spread, and like just
Yeah.
having all
No,
those.
I can't. This changes the subject.
Right. So yeah, I say like
Thanks.
4-12. Yeah, I mean they have a lot of needs. They have a lot of shit. They pretty much can take. I mean, it's a good place to be in though, as a organization because you can pick whoever. Like, there's no pressure on the draft in terms of like, okay, we have a glaring hole at like left tackle. If we don't have a left tackle, we're not gonna win. You know what I mean? Which is what has happened to my team, the Houston Texans, and it's ruined us for the next 2 to 3 years. You know what I mean? So I like their situation, man. So listen, Carolina Panthers fans, joy comes in the morning. It's always hey, before the sun rises, it's always darkest. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that they have a lot of potential. You know what I mean?
You should make greeting cards.
Hey man, if the contract's right, I'll do it.
Yeah, it's interesting. The Panthers and the Saints are in complete opposites of the end of the spectrum, but kind of have the ability to draft in the same manner.
Yeah, right.
Both going for the most impactful guy possible, best
Mm-hmm.
player available, truly. And we'll see if they actually do that. One issue and one thing to look for that might be fun for the casual fan to kind of see how many players Matt Rule defaults to that he's familiar with in terms of guys that either coached at Baylor or he
Mm-hmm.
previously coached against or coached against at Baylor. There's all the different stops he's been at. So it'll be quite an interesting situation to see how savvy he is in terms of picking players, and because I'm pretty sure I'm not sure who the GM is there, but I know he has a high level of influence on who they pick.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure Joe Brady does too. Bringing in when you make a gamble of hiring a young guy like that, it's really you got to buy all the way in with that.
Right, right, right. So we have them going about 4-12, y'all.
Yeah, it's easy, very easy. They got to build the D and build the O line.
Yeah,
It's pretty
Bill.
simple for Panthers fans.
Yeah, true, true.
And
So
you're gonna love Teddy Bridgewater. He's the opposite. Put it this way, he's the opposite end of the coin, opposite side of the coin of Cam Newton.
right, right. So he's gonna get the ball out of his hands. He wants to get the ball out of his hands, right?
He doesn't wear a lot of strange hats.
Yeah.
If that was something that bothered
Hey
you, I
man,
personally thought it was hilarious and I thought it was funny.
I like some of those hats, man. I actually do. Now I'm not gonna say the name of that company because they're not sponsoring us, and we only have 5 subscribers right now, so no free shit. But anyway, yeah. Hey, man. Personally, I like the hats. This has nothing to do with football. I think that they have a lot of potential. I like forward thinking offensive coordinators, man. Forward thinking offensive minds. It's always cool to watch. But all right, y'all. We're coming back with some more stuff tomorrow. So like and sub if you want some more of this good information. I'm Leo Ray's Rayon, and that's Josh Glazer. All right, y'all. Peace.
Y'all take care now.